to read the Beatitudes a second time in a different version because sometimes I think we hear certain scripture passages and as soon as we hit the first word, our brain shuts off because we know how it's going to go. And so I want you to hear it in a modern take using a modern device. What was that? I thought I heard a fanfare. When Jesus saw his ministry drawing huge crowds, he climbed a hillside. Those who were apprenticed to him, the committed, climbed with him. Arriving at a quiet place, he sat down and taught his climbing companions. This is what he said. You're blessed when you're at the end of your rope. With less of you, there is more of God and his rule. You're blessed when you feel you've lost what is most dear to you. Only then can you be embraced by the one most dear to you. You're blessed when you're content with just who you are. No more, no less. That's the moment you find yourselves proud owners of everything that can't be bought. You're blessed when you've worked up a good appetite for God. His food and drink is the best meal you'll ever eat. You're blessed when you care. At the moment of being careful, you find yourselves cared for. You're blessed when you get your inside world, your heart and mind put right. Then you can see God in the outside world. You're blessed when you can show people how to cooperate instead of compete or fight. That's when you discover who you really are and your place in God's family. You're blessed when your commitment to God provokes persecution. The persecution drives you even deeper into God's kingdom. Not only that, count yourselves blessed every time people put you down or throw you out or speak lies about you to discredit me. What it means is that the truth is too close for comfort and they are uncomfortable. You can be glad when that happens. Give it a cheer even. But though they don't like it, I do. And all heaven applauds. And know that you are in good company. My prophets and witnesses have always gotten into this kind of trouble. This is the word of God for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
Are you sure that this is the life you want? I found this picture, and it's in China, and believe it or not, that's a bridge. The point is, you choose to go there. You choose to go to the top of that mountain for no other reason than to pray. Now, imagine for a moment that that's the commitment you were taking each and every time you pray. Well, we do that every Sunday. Joys and concerns. We lift up prayers and we say names and events and things troubling our minds. And we leave it there. But what if your prayers took commitment and action? Because that's the Beatitudes. Now, I saw a translation once that said, happy are those. You may have heard that yourself. I want you to consider this morning, though, that what you are affirming, what you are saying each and every time you read or offer the Beatitudes, you put them on t-shirts, on bumper stickers, on posters in churches. Do you know what the opposite of blessed is? Say it? Cursed. The opposite of blessed is cursed, not unhappy. Because the Beatitudes are not about us. They are not meant to be, this is what you can aspire to. Kind of like the Ten Commandments. You know, can you imagine if the Beatitudes were, we put them in courthouses instead of the Ten Commandments? Blessed are the persecuted. Blessed are the poor. Imagine how different our justice system would be if how you were judged was less about you than about the ones doing the judging. Because that's what the Beatitudes is. This is about the objective reality of God. This is who God is. God does the blessing. We do not earn God's blessing. There's nothing on that list that you can do to earn God's affection. Blessed are you when God chooses to bless you. The first 4 of these 9 we're coming from the heart of God. Other 4 speak about what we do in the midst of God's blessing. Not because we're trying to earn God's favor, but because God has blessed us, we can't help but live differently. A friend of mine in the United Church of Canada said in his blog post this past week, he said, every Christian minister, every single one, should be preaching from the Beatitudes this Sunday. Now, it just so happens that given the events of the past week, the lectionary fell to this page. I want you to hear these words politically. I want you to be uncomfortable with what I am about to say. The Beatitudes of God, as revealed by the Messiah, the one we call Christ, went up the hill. Anytime you go up in Scripture,
it's important.
It's important. Pay attention. He did not go by himself. Those who were committed went with him. This is what the church is expected to do. We do not engage alone, but we do so solely in the company and by the instigation of the Lord. That is the weakness of the 21st century church, that we have forgotten that we are not in the business of perpetuating comfort. We are not in the business of continuing institutions. But we are about the business of Christ, and he went where the action is. we come together as he brought his companions with him. And he did it with intent. In Matthew's account, there is a direct parallel drawn between Moses and Jesus. Moses, the lawgiver. Jesus, the life giver. They are not mutually exclusive. Jesus never came and did away with the law, but he fulfilled it. And the law that he fulfilled was loving God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and your neighbor as yourself. The gospel of Christ is a political document. In each of the 4 accounts in the New Testament, in the Greek it is kata Matthew, according to Matthew. It is one gospel according to different people. Matthew tells us point blank, in no uncertain terms, that blessed are you by God's design. Blessed are you by your awareness of God's purpose in your life, but not only your life, in those around you. And not only those around you, but those whose languages and beliefs and ways of living are diametrically opposed to yours. But it is not about our preference. It is about the will of God. The will of God is that all might have life and to have it abundantly. Not just some, not just those who happened by chance to have been born in a particular community or a particular nation, but all creation is called to experience life in its completeness. Blessed are you, it says. We cannot bless others by putting up barriers between them and us. We cannot bless others if we put up barriers between them and God. We cannot bless the world if we do not live in God's blessing. That old expression, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you are not engaged in growing in your faith, how are you going to share it with anyone? If the reality of God's blessing isn't real for you, how are you going to share it with anyone? Why would anyone care about the Christian message if it means nothing to us? Jesus says, you are blessed. What we are asked to do in the 21st century is not about our political party or even our national allegiance, but it is about the eternal goodness of God. Because that's what the church is for, is to share the good news that there's a better way. That what happens in this life matters only because it matters to God. You see, when you read the Beatitudes, the blessings, we have made it so comfortable and so easy to say that we forget that lives that are experienced in the presence of God are difficult. They are not easy. Because God is doing something amazing. Back in my physical fitness days, which, yes, it has been a while, I like to say I am in shape, as round to shape. There was a saying that we used to see on t-shirts, and it was in the gym, Camp Lejeune, and it said, "No pain, no gain. Feel the burn. Drop and give me 20, and stand and give me more." We used to say these cliches, and my favorite was, "Show me a person jogging with a smile on his face, and I'll show you somebody who hasn't had enough pizza." We have made Christianity a cliche, and we have made it safe. And we have made it ours. And we have not been blessed. Show me a comfortable Christian. I'll show you somebody who hasn't read the Bible. We are in a perilous time. Lest you think that today's politics are nasty and disagreeable, go back and read the papers of this country from its inception. We are no more divided now than we were back in the beginning. If we think that the church is all that, go back to the beginning and see in the pages of the New Testament where, from its inception, Christians were in disagreement about what Jesus really meant. The problem is when we accept the easy answer because we're unwilling to do the work involved. Those of you like Don Nelson and John Soper who have seen me golf know that you cannot use the fairway like it's the driving range. You can't show up and play around thinking you're going to get better if the only time you show up is when you're playing around. I'm sorry, I meant John Fisher, not Don. Don may have heard about my golfing. Yeah. Calvin Coolidge said that golf is a good walk spoiled. Jesus spoils good religion. Because when we read the Bible as a comfortable book, when we make it safe, when it asks nothing of us, it is safe. It is easy. But when we allow ourselves to be challenged